87% of people admit they've bought something just because everyone else had it. Not because they needed it, not because they researched it, but because everyone else was doing it. Right now, your brain is being hijacked by one of the most powerful psychological forces ever discovered. It's called the bandwagon effect, and it's controlling way more of your decisions than you realize. From the clothes you wear to the opinions you hold, from the music you claim to like to the political views you defend, this cognitive bias is secretly pulling your strings like a puppet master. And here's the terrifying part. The smarter you think you are, the more vulnerable you become, because you're convinced it only happens to other people. By the end of this video, you'll see exactly how this effect has shaped your entire life, and more importantly, how to break free from it. Let's dive in. The bandwagon effect is a cognitive bias where people do something primarily because other people are doing it. Simple, right? But the psychology behind it is anything but simple. Your brain evolved over millions of years to keep you alive. And for most of human history, going against the group meant death. If everyone ran from the rustling bushes and you didn't, you got eaten. So your brain developed a shortcut. When uncertain, copy what everyone else is doing. It's faster than thinking, and it kept your ancestors alive long enough to pass on their genes to you. This shortcut lives in your brain right now. It's called social proof, and it triggers automatically whenever you're uncertain about what to do. But here's where it gets wild. In 2026, researchers at Stanford found that the bandwagon effect activates the same reward centers in your brain as food and sex. Following the crowd literally feels good. When you go against the majority, your brain triggers stress responses, anxiety, doubt, fear of rejection. Your body is literally punishing you for independent thinking. This explains why even when you know the crowd is wrong, it takes massive mental effort to resist. You're fighting millions of years of evolution. 73% of people in a recent study admitted they doubted their own correct answer when they saw others choosing differently. The most famous demonstration of this effect comes from Solomon Asch in the 1950s. But don't let the old date fool you. This experiment reveals something timeless about human nature. Asch showed people two cards. One had a single line. The other had 3 lines of obviously different lengths. The task? Match the line to one of the 3 options. Stupidly easy, right? But here's the twist. Everyone else in the room was an actor, instructed to give the wrong answer. When it was the real participant's turn, something shocking happened. 75% of participants conformed at least once. They gave an answer they knew was wrong just to match the group. On a task so easy a child could do it. When interviewed afterward, people said they knew the answer was wrong, but they couldn't bear the discomfort of disagreeing with everyone else. Think about that for a second. Even when the truth is obvious, even when there's no real consequence for disagreeing, your brain still pressures you to conform. That's how powerful this effect is. In 2026, researchers replicated this experiment online with social media reactions. The results were even more extreme. 89% of people changed their opinion when they saw popular reactions first. But it gets worse. Brain scans showed that when people conformed, they weren't just lying. Their perception actually changed. They genuinely saw the wrong answer as correct. The bandwagon effect doesn't just change your behavior. It literally rewires how you perceive reality. Your brain edits your experience to match the crowd. Now let's talk about how this is being weaponized against you every single day. Companies and marketers have turned the bandwagon effect into a trillion-dollar industry. Ever noticed how many products brag about being bestsellers, most popular, or number one? That's not about quality. That's about triggering your bandwagon instinct. Limited time offers and countdown timers create artificial popularity. Your brain sees urgency and assumes everyone else is buying, so you panic and buy too. Classic bandwagon. Customer reviews? Absolutely manipulated. Companies know that products with more reviews sell better, regardless of the actual ratings. So they incentivize reviews to trigger social proof. In 2026, an investigation revealed that 42% of trending products on major platforms used fake popularity metrics to kickstart real bandwagon effects. They create fake popularity to trigger your instinct to follow the crowd, which creates real popularity. Your brain can't tell the difference between authentic and manufactured social proof. Political campaigns use this relentlessly. Polls showing a candidate ahead actually increase their support. Yard signs aren't about information. They're about showing you which bandwagon is winning. But nowhere is the bandwagon effect more devastating than social media. Every like, every share, every trending topic is designed to exploit your need to follow the crowd. The algorithms deliberately show you what's already popular. This creates a feedback loop where popular content gets more popular, not because it's better, but because it's already trending. Studies from 2026 show that content with higher engagement in the first hour gets exponentially more reach. Early bandwagon jumpers literally determine what millions of people see. This is why misinformation spreads so fast. Truth doesn't matter. What matters is initial engagement triggering the bandwagon effect. Then everyone piles on without fact-checking. You're probably thinking, this won't happen to me. I'm too smart for this. I think independently. And that's exactly what makes you vulnerable. Research shows that people with higher intelligence are actually more susceptible to the bandwagon effect in certain contexts. Want to know why? Smart people are better at rationalizing their conformity. They create sophisticated justifications for following the crowd, making it harder to recognize they're doing it. Plus, intelligent people often have more to lose socially. They build reputations and networks. Going against the group threatens everything they've built, so they conform even harder. The bandwagon effect is strongest when you're uncertain, when the group is unanimous, and when you respect the group members. Notice how often that describes your life. It's weakest when you have confidence in your knowledge, when at least one other person dissents, and when you value independence over acceptance. So what do? First, acknowledge you're not immune. The moment you think you're above this effect is the moment you become its easiest target. Second, when making decisions, deliberately ignore what others are choosing. Form your opinion first, then check social proof. This sequence matters enormously. Third, seek out dissenting voices. If everyone agrees, that's a red flag, not validation. Real truth withstands disagreement. Bandwagons collapse when questioned. Finally, practice small acts of nonconformity regularly. Not to be contrarian, but to strengthen your independence muscle. Your brain needs training to resist groupthink. If this video changed how you see your own decision-making, smash that like button and subscribe. Because understanding your mind is the first step to actually controlling it. The bandwagon effect will never disappear from your brain. It's hardwired, but now you see it. And seeing it means you can choose whether to follow the crowd or think for yourself. That choice changes everything.